This is KPRN-DB, broadcasting worldwide from Southeast Oklahoma, USA to parts unknown.
Hey preppers, James Smith here. I've got a new advertiser to tell you about. It is ultimatepreppers.net. There's a couple brothers out of the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area that have this website. It's chock full of everything you need and at a decent price. Let me tell you, they've got a Mayday fanny pack kit for less than $30, a Guide 10 Plus Adventure Kit for solar power, 5-man tent for $89, tomahawks, GPS, go bags, so much more. Take a look at it. Freeze-dried food, supplies, you wouldn't believe it. Now they also sell guns online, and they also have military surplus items. Now, new items are being added daily. If you order more than $100, items are shipped free. Now, they also do take PayPal, so take a look at it. It's ultimatepreppers.net. That's ultimatepreppers, that's plural, .net.
Don't get caught with your pantry down. Try the most delicious Just Add Water storable food from Go Foods. No GMOs, no preservatives, no trans fats, no hydrogenated oils, and a 25-year shelf life. Enjoy it today and save money. Share it with others and earn money. Store it for the future and invest your money. You can't find better food for less anywhere. Made in the USA and guaranteed 100%. Plus, try it for free and decide for yourself at www.lovegofoods.com. To try it for free, go to www.lovegofoods.com. That's www.lovegofoods.com.
The truth is out there. Knowledge is power. This is the Prepper Podcast Radio Network.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
You are listening to the premier UK Preppers and Survivalist radio show. And here is your host, Tom Linden.
UK Preppers Radio Network on KPRN-DB UK. And I'm your host, Tom Linden, broadcasting from North Yorkshire in the United Kingdom. And a very, very warm welcome to you all. I hope you've had a great week. I know I have, and I'm looking forward to a really fully packed show. So let's get on with it. First of all, let me give you the contact details if you want to get contact with little old me. Now you can either leave a voicemail or text me on 0044 7825 406271. Let me know what you think of the show, and please make any suggestions for things you'd like me to cover in the future. You can email me at kprndbuk@gmail.com. And why not tweet me at TomLinden0. Don't forget to leave your name and location, and as usual, all broadcastable text and voicemails, and as it is now emails, will be included in next week's show. Now then, one other thing you can do if you want to contact me and leave some comments and or catch up with what's going on in the UK is to check out my blog at http://ukprn.blogspot.co.uk. And I will obviously update it regularly to keep it interesting for you visiting it. Now let's look at the Blizzard Survival discount offer. BlizzardSurvival.com have a fantastic offer for you, the listener. Guess what? They're offering 20% discount on any item bought from them at www.blizzardsurvival.com. Now they've got, I would say, the ultimate in lightweight thermal protection. The Blizzard Survival brand, incorporating reflex cell material, has become a new standard wherever the thermal performance in lightweight compact packaging is essential. You know, military use, casualty care, emergency preparedness, disaster relief, personal survival, any outdoor activity really. Reflex cell products are totally unique weight for weight. They're far warmer than goose down. Yet they're 100% waterproof, tough ultra-portable, and of course, best of all, reusable. Life-saving technology, I think, has never been so affordable. Their product represents a step change in the way both civilian and military users will prepare for emergencies and in the way they will treat trauma cases. Here's an exciting new product from Blizzard Survival. Blizzard have launched the Blizzard Heat Blanket. It's an insulated active warming system for the whole body. Using its unique 3-ply reflex cell material in a reflective insulating blanket with self-activating heating pads, it incorporates front and side vents for easy access, an integral hood for your head protection, and now's the time to get one at www.blizzardsurvival.com. Incidentally, all you have to do to get your 20% discount, in fact, is to enter the word PREPPER at the checkout. It's that simple. So pop along to blizzardsurvival.com and get yourself a bargain.
You are listening to the premier UK Preppers and Survivalist radio show. And here is your host, Tom Linden.
Now I'd like to look at wilderness survival kits. Now, whether you're planning a day hike in a national park or a long weekend adventure in the wilderness, always plan for the unexpected. A wilderness survival kit's a great idea. It's all too easy to find yourself in a survival situation due to something as simple as slipping on wet rocks or a muddy section of trail and spraining an ankle, for example. Naturally, if this happens, you hope you're not alone. But what if you are? Or even worse, what if your companion is unable to provide any help? Can you take responsibility for saving your own life? And maybe even saving your companion's life? The key to survival is planning. Plan for an emergency before it becomes necessary. It's impossible to anticipate every contingency, I think, but you can take steps to prepare for what may be an encounter as you explore nature. Now, here's a good phrase, dress for success. We've all heard that one before, but I think in survival terms, it's even more important. Often the area you're going into is the first clue to the items you'll need in your survival kit. You need to dress appropriately, of course, from head to toe. You may not have thought about it, but the very clothing you wear is actually part of your wilderness survival kit. If you plan on spending time in high country above the tree line, for example, protection from the sun and the wind is necessary. I would say vital. Once you're out of the trees, your body temperature, of course, will drop quickly as the wind chill factor takes its effect. Those rocky slopes don't offer much protection from the wind. A light jacket can protect you from the sun as well. Even SPF 40 may not be good enough to prevent a bad case of sunburn at higher elevations. While on that subject, by the way, don't forget the sunblock. Today's new fibres make warm clothing lightweight and virtually waterproof. When I started spending time outdoors hundreds of years ago, we wore mostly wool because when it got wet, it still retained some insulating qualities. Yeah, it was heavy and it itched, and when you did get it wet, you smelled like a wet dog. Also, woolen clothing was difficult to clean. You couldn't just throw it in the washer, as my good lady found out last summer when she washed our son's cricket jumper, and now it fits one of the grandkids. Modern fabrics are much more user-friendly. They are now washable, they come in a variety of colours, and extreme weather clothing available today is much more comfortable than the clothing I wore hundreds of years ago. Of course, you need to dress in layers, and always dress in layers. Even on a warm day, put a jacket or a poncho in your day pack, just in case. Don't forget to wear a hat. You see, a hat basically keeps your nut warm. It prevents 75% of heat loss in cold weather and protects you from the heat during really hot days. I've got two favourite hot weather hats. One is my new leather wide brimmed hat that I've had for around about, well, nearly a year now. And I love it, and it stops my head itching from those blessed midges, as well as keeps the sun out of my eyes and my head warm in the cold. The other is a woolly hat. That's, well, it's seen better days to be quite honest, but it's really warm and comfortable. Remember, being out in the woods isn't a fashion show. But in cold weather I like hats to cover my ears if I'm going out for any length of time. A simple wool stocking cap will do the job, but a balaclava that can cover my nose and mouth is much better for keeping warm. Cover that with the hood of a parka. You're boiling. One little tip there when wearing a balaclava helmet. Don't put it on your way home, otherwise you might just get taken for a bank robber. And that wouldn't do, would it? Especially with the trigger-happy cops we've got here in the UK. Now then, lessons learned in the past year point out a need for two survival kits. One personal kit to carry with you when you hike, and a second larger survival kit geared for long-term survival in an urban survival scenario. What if you need to evacuate your home? So what should you have prepared in your bug-out bag of essentials? Well, firstly, let's look at the personal survival kit, the one you'll be carrying when you hike and explore. Later we'll take a brief look at the essential elements of a bug-out bag for a home evacuation plan. A personal wilderness survival kit should be small enough to be carried on your body without being a burden. Anything which is an inconvenience will more likely, I think, be left behind. Make it only the essential items to survive an emergency situation of a short duration. After all, you're not going into the wilderness to homestead. I know somebody who carries 130 pounds in the backpack and has a full set of webbing as well. Now, what items are essential? They should be carried where they're readily accessible, of course, and less important items can be stowed away in the pack. I like to keep a map and a compass handy, although these days I use a GPS global positioning system a lot more than a compass, i.e. I have one on my mobile phone, and that'll work as long as 1. The battery works, and 2. There's no EMP attack. Here's a word of warning though. Never, never, never rely solely upon a GPS as a means of navigation. A GPS is fragile. It can be, of course, dropped and break, and you should learn how to use a compass and read a map properly. It seems obvious, but make sure you carry extra batteries for your GPS. And if it's cold, carry the extra batteries in an inside pocket to protect them from the cold. I like to put extra batteries inside a Ziploc bag to keep them dry as well. You need to think about these things. With the price of a GPS dropping more every year, I strongly recommend adding this item to your gear list. That is, if you can afford it. Adding a waypoint for the trailhead to your GPS makes finding your way back a lot easier. It also lets you know just how far you need to go to get back before dark. As you select items for your wilderness survival kit, choose items that have more than one purpose whenever you can. Do whatever you can to cut down on the size and weight of your survival kit, and above all else, do not duplicate items. Your personal survival kit doesn't need to be elaborate. A mate of mine uses an army surplus ammo pouch to carry his things in. A bum bag can work well for some of you, I would think, when you're not going to carry a day pack, and an empty small elastic plaster box, a Band-Aid box, or even a soap dish works well for a basic survival kit container. I've seen a lot of plastic cases at the supermarket that are waterproof and airtight. Small enough, I think, to carry easily, and they're certainly durable. Now, what items are essential